Stop reacting. Start responding. Hi there. Welcome back to the Achieve Intentional Transformation podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Leonie H. Mattison. Today I am outside enjoying the beautiful weather and want to talk to you about something most leaders overlook. The internal movement that happens before any decision, action, or response. It is that invisible part of leadership that actually determines whether you lead with intention or with reaction. I found that most leaders think intentional leadership is about doing things perfectly right. My friends, true intentional leadership starts even earlier. It starts with how you respond under pressure before you act. So say, for example, if you've ever said something in a meeting and immediately wished you could take it back, or if you have ever reacted quickly to an email only to realize later that you escalated tension unnecessarily, you've experienced what every leader feels at some point. And that is the default reactivity that shows up when pressure hits. Reactive leadership feels productive because it feels fast. It feels like you are in control. But fast is not the same as wise. Reactive decisions often come from habit, not intention. Here's what intentional leaders know. Urgency is not the enemy of thought. It is the enemy of unexamined thought. Yes. And when we react, our minds go into autopilot. We lean on what was good and what worked before. We rely on familiar patterns. We default to what we're used to and the things that keep us safe, effective, or even rewarded. And many times, those very patterns are exactly why we are stuck now. So how do you pause and choose intention instead of reaction? Here is a strategy I want to offer you today. One you can use the next time you feel the tension begin. I call it 5-second intentional pause. Yes, 5. It's simple, but I've found it to be powerful and effective. The next time something triggers you, maybe an urgent email, a contentious comment in a meeting, a last-minute change, just stop for 5 seconds before you respond. Yes, just 5 seconds. Not a minute, not a full detachment retreat. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In those 5 seconds, my friends, I want you to ask just one question silently. What am I assuming right now that is driving my instinct to react? That question does 2 critical things. Number 1, it shifts you from autopilot to authorship. When you interrupt your internal reflex, you activate judgment instead of habit. And number 2, it surfaces the unconscious assumptions that shape your responses. You will notice things like how you assume speed equals competence, how you assume disagreement equals conflict, and even how you assume uncertainty means danger. Those are not facts, my friends. They are assumptions, and assumptions drive reactions. Once you name the assumption, you're no longer controlled by it. You now have a choice. And that choice is where intentional leadership lives. And that is what I want for you, my friends. This is the same internal discipline I teach through the T.H.R.E.A.D thread system. And one of the reasons it begins by thinking deeply. Because when we think deeply before moving to decision and action, intentional leadership always shows that it starts from the inside out. Yes, let's be honest, 5 seconds isn't much time, but in leadership, seconds matters. Those seconds are long enough to shift your thinking from reactive defense to strategic response. My friends, Intentional leadership does not remove urgency. It structures it. It still requires that you act and you decide, but you do so with clarity instead of reflex. Intentional leaders, we move fast but on purpose. We react with consciousness, and that difference shows up everywhere. In your meetings, your decisions, your relationships, and the trust others place in you. So, here's the leadership practice for today. Before you answer the next urgent email, before you comment in the next tense meeting, pause for 5 seconds. Ask yourself what assumption is driving your impulse to act. Then respond with intention. That is how you move from reactive leadership to responsive leadership. And that is how clarity becomes a habit. And most importantly, that is how you stop sounding uncertain, not by being louder or faster, but by being more present, more aware, and more intentional in every decision you make. I'm going to take 5 seconds before I continue. If this episode resonates with you, I invite you to share it with someone who might need to hear this today. And as often as you can, pause for 5 seconds before you respond. Yes. Thank you for the gift of your presence, your time, and your contributions. Feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. And as always, thank you for the gift of your presence and your time. Bye for now. I'm going to go back on my walk. It's a great day to be on top of the earth. Bye, everyone.